I don't know how to fix this, man. Every time I speak into the fucking camera, I feel monotone. I sound monotone. I don't. Now, all I'm saying is that if Saint Celestine gave me the chance to crack, I'm absolutely tapping that shit, bro. You know, have you seen the Sisters of Battle? Specifically, the fucking Sisters Repentia, bro. Like, oh my god. I'd like to go over, multiple Warhammer characters and things in general that I would absolutely tap. No holds bar, giving it to them full in the back of the car, bro. Doesn't matter, anywhere, anytime. Let me crack. Alright, now, let's start with, arguably, my biggest hear me out, the Homunculus. Now, for those who have a breeding kink, the Homunculus is your go-to, as it is literally the perfect breeding machine. Not to mention that it breeds Astartes, bro. And I'm talking to you, bro, as a BBW lover, I would smash 24/7. You know, this cracking, tier list. Actually, no, not really tier list, but listing off what I would crack. Yeah, we're not excluding animals. Everyone's getting a piece. Now, the crew, honestly, after getting head by a bitch with braces, I feel like I've played with my dick a lot, and, I feel like after risking my life, I feel like getting head from a crew, any of the crew really, preferably the crew talks, I honestly wouldn't mind, Yeah, honestly, I feel like it would be the best choice, honestly, considering that I would love to stick my dick in a Necron, but then it's like, what if he just incinerates my penis, bro? And it's like, what the fuck? And then it's like with the orcs, it's, could I even trick an orc into sucking my dick? And so I went about it, being Eric Cartman and forcing the little kid, I forgot his name, don't hang me. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a surprise. So if anything, I'll just say that if an orc blows and licks on my dick, that he'll get a special shooter or a choppa. And then right there, I believe, is where I will be able to crack, Now, this is how to crack every race in Warhammer in under, I don't even know. Okay, now for the standard humans, this is pretty easy, right? However, also now you get a lot more variety, as if, not only do you get head with, people with braces and shit like that, but no, now you have ab humans, and now you get a whole new plate. It's like a Chinese buffet, guys, You get Ogren, Ratlings, let the Felinids, IRL cat boys and girls, bro. Chat, this is honestly a fever dream for all the freakazoids out there. And, as a gooner or coomer, I feel like this just adds a whole bunch of variety, It's like putting sriracha sauce on vanilla ice cream, it's a little bit of spice. Now, personally, I wouldn't get head from a Ratling. Personally, I'd rather get a foot job. Not to mention that the hair on their feet adds a little bit of extra texture, a little bit of tingliness. But now we move on to some other special abhumans, like the Navigators. Now, I played Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, and when I saw that third eye, I was like, okay, now how do we use this, right, chat? And now I'm considering that if I make her finish, is it like, I feel like a Slanesh demon is just gonna like pop out of her and then just start just biting my shit off, bro. And then it's like, there's a lot of risk, but not that much reward. It's like fucking a mob boss's daughter, except the mob boss is an insanely powerful psyker and could low-key destroy my insides with a thought. Not to mention when I played Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader and I was trying to do the romance storyline, I was trying to do the one with the Eldar also, and then I'm like, fuck, what if we're cracking, And like, I mess up one word and she ends up destroying my whole room, bro. And it's like, I'd put this one lower in terms of ones I would like to crack, honestly. Now, if I could crack Custodian, no, not really. Custodians ain't really for me. I don't really like being topped all that often. And if I'm being topped, I want it to be from like some big muscle mommy. But the Custodians, they really don't they like custodies wouldn't age play with me. They wouldn't be like, oh, you want your milkies, huh? You want your milkies, huh? And it's like, you know, I live for that. And so custodies are going to be going off my list. Not to mention that from the times I've been pegged, honestly, it really depends, you know. You know, it like, first of all, your type of lube, the type of strap on you're using, you know, it just all varies from person to person. Alright, moving on to the Eldar. Now, personally, I don't like elves that much in fantasy. I mean, really, the only thing I can think about doing with the Eldar is like, I don't know, maybe something with the ears. But yet again, I feel like if I were to start choking out an Eldar, which I do on the regular, it's like, instead of being into it, I feel like they would genuinely think I'm trying to kill them, when all I'm trying to do is like spice it up, bro. And it's like, I feel like an Eldar would be a fucking bitch, bro. And then it's like, oh my god, why didn't you call me? Oh my god, I love you. Like, bitch, I'm trying to crack and leave. I am not trying to have no pillow talk with a motherfucker that honestly is a slave to the sex demon, bro. And it's like, man, what the fuck? Honestly. What? Drukhari over Eldar in terms of the cracking? I'd rather do the Drukhari, mainly because of the fact I feel like we can do more freaky shit than the regular Eldar. And then the Exodites are gonna be like that one, Gorn Star that's just like a massive hippie and shit, if you know, you know, underground. But like, yeah, Eldar are also not that high on the list. Alright. Now, I'm gonna divide the Tyranids up into two categories. The Gene Stealer cults and the actual Tyranids. Now, for the Gene Stealer cults, if I can find it, there's an image of a Gene Stealer baddie with like some mega freakazoid teeth, and like her teeth literally look like that one girl from the Hunger Games, you know, that filed her teeth down. And then I'm like, you know, that's a new experience. It's like playing that shark game in where you try to pull the fish out, and if you pull the wrong one, it snaps on your hand, but you're putting like blades on like the shark's teeth. So it adds a whole new level of like, you know, excitement, intrigue, you know, it adds stakes to it. It's like putting a couple of dollars down on a pool game, you know? You know, it's like, it's exactly like that, you know? And for like the actual Tyranids, you know, I've been on DeviantArt for a long time now, and I feel like I've gotten used to like all the tentacle hentai and shit, and then it's like, you've seen a lot of them, and I feel like the Tyranids kind of embody that, except for like very few. Not to mention, if I'm cracking a Gene Stealer, I don't want to feel like the hard chitinous skin. It's like when you have a glory hole, and then like above your dick, like the top of like the bottom of where the bottom of your stomach, it like hits the wall, and then you feel that texture, and then it like immediately turns me off, bro. And then I'm like, cause then it ruins the whole experience, man. Like, I go to the 7-Eleven glory hole, you know, feel good, man. I don't go there to like hit the wall on purpose, you know? And then I gotta dip because I'm like, oh fuck. And then the 7-Eleven employees are like, yo, what the fuck are you doing here? So I gotta dip then. So like Tyranids, I'd say like, low level, I'd say, in terms of the hierarchy. Now, the squats, they're just midgets, and I'm not all that into midget, porn. I can't into midget porn, I guess. Chaos is really just the same thing as the regular humans, except a lot more risk and, in my opinion, a lot less reward. And I'm saying this as a CSM player. Personally, I wouldn't like it if like, I'm MIG pegging someone, and then all of a sudden Zeech decides to turn him into a chaos spawn, and suddenly what I'm thrusting into is like a mouthful of needles. Not to mention that Korn probably don't fuck with that, and they're gonna be mad fucking, which hate fucking is like, it's a nice category, you know, I've been on AI a lot, but it gets stale after a while. Now, honestly, in the runner-up, I have Chaos Demons, you know, as like my, I think my third choice. My second choice, I have Sisters of Battle. And, you know, that comes with its own set of problems. You know, sticking your dick in crazy is something that I do not recommend. As someone who has been a victim to this, it is not worth it, no matter how good you think it is. Just screw it, no. Sisters of Battle are at the top, with a very close second being the towel, because I just want to stick my meat into that little flesh flap in there, dude. I just want to crack. Thank y'all for watching. And you know, we're on the road to 5 subscribers. Wait, no, fuck, we already passed. All right, we're on the road to 10 subscribers. And you know, let's hit that goal. Check out the Insta. I paint, kind of. You know, assalamu alaikum, bye.